I'm thinking about like my journey of leadership, and I've always been wildly passionate about leadership. I did like leadership workshops in elementary school and middle school and high school, and eventually was leading those leadership workshops rather than just going to learn. And as a leader now in my business, I've gone through waves of getting into ruts or routines where the people who were supposed to be like my go-to, like my family, they started as family, they finished as family, thank God, but there was seasons where there was that employee to leader relationship, and your bride was one of those people where we stopped discipling one another, truly. Because she's always been somebody who is a leader in my life. She's been a pastor in seasons of my life and also just a dear friend, but we stopped talking about what's happening after we're off work. We stopped getting our families together, and it was because we had to-do lists and
Yeah.
tasks that became priority. And that's where we get it wrong in the church. And that's a prime example of like, how are you doing that in your marketplace ministry, in your place of work, in that corporate arena? I thought of this particular leader who brings her people in on a quarterly basis, and they talk nothing about work, and she takes notes every time they talk, so that when the person comes back in, they ask, oh, how is your son's sickness, how is your daughter's gymnastics career working out? She's asking questions. It could seem very formalized as you're saying this, but after that hour conversation, 1 hour with every single employee, she has 100 employees every quarter. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time that she's investing. And then at the end of every year, when she hand writes their bonus check, hand writes their cards of gratitude to them, she has sustenance to share. She has wisdom to share, rather than just, this is what the expectations are, this is your quarterly, feedback form, and go about to your office desk. Like, that doesn't help. But I think oftentimes from a church lens, and you would be better quoted in this than I would, we're getting so finite and so fixated on that task role, management role. I'm the leader, you're the liaison, that we're forgetting about family and the heart of family. And that's what Jesus was so good at. And that's what discipleship is you're living life together.
Yeah, the broken posture of leadership generally is the leader is out front.
Mm-hmm.
So then everybody who's following has no idea where they're going. They're just following wherever.
Yeah.
Jesus used the words, come follow me, but then he didn't get 10 spaces ahead of everybody and say, okay, let's go. When he said, come follow me, it was a recreation of what Joshua did. We're going together.
Yeah.
I know where we're going. I'm leading it, but I need you trusting me right here side by side. It's
Yeah.
not me getting out here and just telling you, follow me. Like, it is literally step for step. But if you're coming with me, if you're trusting me, if you see me move one way, you're moving with me. It's that play that movement. And I think that's the hard part. When Jesus said in the Great Commission was go and make disciples, he was telling them to go recreate what he had done the 3 years of his life of just living together. Now we've moved so far away from that in church, even in our families. Like, we don't really disciple our kids. We're leaders out in front, so our kids do what I say, go where I tell you to go. No, you can't do this. There's not conversation, communication on the why. They're not learning how to be parents one day. They're just learning how to be parented.